Subject, locked up and in love. Dear Steve and Shirley, I am a 33-year-old single female, and for the past year or so, I have been having a romance with an inmate that's been in prison for 17 years. He's my best friend's brother, and he tried to date me for many years and would write me letters, but I just wasn't interested. Well, last year I had surgery and I was out of commission for a while, and he sent me the sweetest letters and cards. When his mother found out about us, she told me he might be exonerated because of some new evidence in the case. I started having mixed feelings about him coming home. His mom told me that I should really give him a chance at romance if he is released. I've fallen in love with him, and it's hard for me to believe it and explain it. I can't tell my family or my coworkers about him. I tell them that my man has a demanding job and he travels a lot, so that is why they haven't met him. They have noticed that I am happier now and smiling whenever I mention this guy to them, and I am honest with him about my feelings toward his incarceration, and he gets very upset when I told him I am ashamed to tell the people that are closest to me about him. I am an accountant, and I have worked hard to secure a top position in my company, and I don't want to be judged. And there's also the possibility that he won't be released, so I would have told everyone for nothing. So what do you think, Steve and Shirley? Should I just put it out there that I'm dating a man in prison in hopes that my family will accept him as the man I love, or should I end it with him? Please advise. Well, first of all, these are two extremes. Should you tell your family or should you end it with him? Can we meet somewhere in the middle? First of all, I wouldn't tell anyone anything. Why? First, you don't owe them any explanation just yet. You don't even have all the facts. His mom said because of some new evidence in the case, he might be exonerated. So that's not even a possibility yet. It's just a might at this point. There's a possibility, you say later in the letter, that he won't be released. So you didn't even say what he's been in for 17 years for. You didn't share that with us. So, that's kind of hard for us to really make, a sound decision. What is he in there for? What is this new evidence? There are a lot of things that are left out of this letter. You've been dating him, or you've been talking to him, not dating him. You've been talking to him for just a little over a year. He's been in there for 17 years. So there's a lot that needs to transpire before, you start taking this relationship too seriously and to the next level. Wait to see what's going to happen. Calm it on down. Again, you put in here for a reason that you have a very demanding job, that he has a demanding job. But more than that, you have an important job. And you've worked hard to secure a top position at your company. You don't want to be judged. You have to take all this into consideration, okay? And again, the possibility that he won't be released. So I say just hold off and see what's going to happen with this situation. Will he be exonerated? And he gets upset when you tell him things. So, it's still too early to tell. I just say wait, all right? That's what I say. Just wait. Steve?
I'm locked up and I'm in love. No, locked up and in love. You're 33 years old. You've been having this romance with an inmate that's been in prison for 17 years. He your best friend's brother. He tried to date you for a lot of years and would write me letters, but I just wasn't interested. Now, I'm assuming that you're saying is that he's tried to date you from there for a lot of years. Because, see, if he been in jail 17 years, you 33. I'm assuming he went in when you was 16? 16? He must have went in when you was 16. Then you say he's tried to date you for many years. That's why he been in there. Or he's 16 too. I don't know. But had to start at 16 for you. Well, last year you had surgery and you was out of commission for a while. And, well, he sent me the sweetest letters and cards. Well, he got time.
Right.
He got time. He got time to be sweet. And I appreciate the brother, too. I ain't knocking it at all. Probably cheered you up, made you feel somebody. Probably did more for you than anybody else. So I can understand that. Yeah, well then. When his mother found out about us, she told me he might be exonerated because of some new evidence in his case. I started having mixed feelings about him coming home. What? So you don't really want him to come home? His mama told me I should really give him a chance at romance. Well, somebody gonna give him a chance at romance.
Hang on.
You've been in there 17 years. You're damn right. Well, that's first thing gonna be on his mind when he get out, some romance. You can believe that. So you need to start working your mind around that. But you say, then you flip, you having mixed feelings. Then you say you done fell in love with him, and it's hard for me to believe it or explain it. Now, I've seen a lot of inmate shows. There's a lot of women that will marry inmates. That's y'all's business if that's what you want to do with your life. And you can't explain it. Yeah, I don't, because he's treating you better than anybody else. Probably the reason why. And I can't tell my family or my coworkers about him. Because you know why? Because you done already, this what you done said. My man got a demanding job. You better believe he do. He got a tough-ass job. He got to sit there and can't leave his job. He ain't got no rights on his job. And the pay on his job is way, way below the poverty level. So, yeah, he got a demanding-ass job. Then you said that he travels a lot. Now, he ain't going nowhere. They don't travel in prison. He might be able to go down the hallway. He can go on another tier. Mike can work to his job. But he ain't traveling nowhere. So that's you telling them that's why they ain't met him yet. They have noticed that I'm happier now. I'm smiling whenever I mention this guy to them. You in love with him. I'm honest with him about my feelings towards his incarceration, though. And he got mad when I told him that I'm ashamed to tell the people that are closest to me about him. Oh, you don't want to tell nobody about me. Dog, no, she can't because she done lied. How she gonna tell them about you? And she done said you had a demanding job. So you done built this relationship up wrong. You should have just said from the beginning what you felt, but since you done built up this lie, now you can't tell nobody the rest of it. Because you done said he got a demanding job and he traveled a lot. That's why y'all ain't met him yet. That ain't the truth. That's because they can't meet him. Because they ain't nobody got time to drive all the way up there.
Steve.
Huh?
Stop.
And I don't even know if you're driving up there. He could be out of state somewhere. Ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody finna meet him.
Reel it in.
No, I ain't got to reel nothing in. I got to bring this lady in. Now, I'm an accountant, and I done worked hard to secure a top position in my company, and I don't want to be judged. Well, damn it, you're going to get judged. Because you done told everybody with your little lying ass that your man got a demanding job, and he traveled a lot. His job don't pay good. The demanding part is he can't ever leave his job. He ain't traveling nowhere. You doing all the traveling. And there's also the possibility that he won't be released. This sounding crazier in this letter.
Yeah.
So why don't you wait until he gets released to share everybody with your man? But then you're going to have to explain to him why all of a sudden now he there every day. Now he done went from, he stayed gone.
Demanding
his
jobs.
ass is at the house. And he ain't working. Should I just put it out there that I'm dating a man in prison? I don't think you should.
No.
I don't give a damn about him being mad. Now, he can support you with them letters and cards, but you got to wait till you get sick again. He can't send you none of this money because he need money on his books. Yeah. You've been doing that. Let's admit it. Now, should you put it out there that you dating a man in prison? No, because you're going to sound crazy because you done already told him that he has a demanding job and he travels a lot, and that's why y'all ain't met him. Then you're going to double back and say he an inmate. Lady, don't mess your job up down there. This is crazy. Now, I ain't saying you ought to break up with him and leave him alone. I don't think you should. You want to love the man, he probably a good man. It's a good people in prison that made a lot of mistakes. So love your man like you love him. You go down there and marry the man if you want to. But you ain't got to share all this information.
No.
Or should I just end it with him? No, you ain't got to end it with him. You know, he a good dude. But you damn sure ain't got to tell everybody because you just told me and it sounds crazy.
Yes.